Welcome back. I'm Paul. This is the Season 4 offseason in our Madden 2002 franchise mode. And now we're going to tackle free agency. We can see in the breakdown the number of holes that we have on our roster. However, as we've been following, we don't have any areas of true need. It would be nice to add a quality wide receiver. It would be nice to get a quality backup quarterback. But there are no glaring holes or weaknesses in our roster in general. We've got a 90 quarterback. We've got a star runner. We've got a competent blocker. We have a star wide receiver, and it would be good to complement them with someone. We have a star tight end. We have a star left tackle. We've got solid guard, a first-round draft pick or second-round draft pick center. We have solid right guard despite the overall rating. He has some good capabilities. And a first overall pick right tackle. So our offensive line is very good. Defensive ends we're very happy with. Tackles are regressing, but still very talented. Our starting linebacker core is something we're happy with. Derek Smith hasn't been a liability, and I'm really happy with Valentine and Olbrich. Our cornerback position, while not loaded with high overalls other than Plummer, I'm really happy with Ricardo Ingram and Jew here, and I think we're going to continue to be happy. Webster is solid as well. So we're going to see how the cornerback position is, and we don't have any holes in that position either. At the safety spot with Mitchell and Schulters as starting free and strong safeties with backup Bronson and Keith, we're happy as well. We're happy with our kicker. Despite lowering his overall, we're still quite happy, pleased, whatever, with him. So again, no real glaring holes. Then it's time to look at actual free agency. When we see free agency, we do not need our left tackle or right tackle. We don't want to pay big money to a fullback. We don't care about upgrading at middle linebacker. Defensive tackle, there are no big places. We let Lynch go. If we wanted him, we still would have kept him. Continue to look, strong safety, D tackle. We can see all these positions that we don't really care about across the board. So what sticks out to me when scouting before recording this is this quarterback, 3 years pro, 6'2", 226, Dana Nordenholt. And his 92 awareness is what's really interesting to me because he doesn't have great throwing power or accuracy, and yet we've seen with Tim Rattay that we can get by with so-so in those skills. But do we sign him as a backup with that high awareness rating and even use as a testing ground in case Jeff Garcia gets hurt? Do we pay him several $1 million to be a backup? And I am a 49ers fan, and we know what they're going through in real life with the injuries of Jimmy Garoppolo, Trey Lance, Brock Purdy, and all of that at time of recording. This is 2023, and it is May 2023. So we know what the 49ers are going through and why we don't really have that problem in our franchise. Garcia was hurt for 5 or 6 weeks in one season, and that was it. It's not a bad idea to have at least some kind of a backup, and I believe we have lots of cap space to play around with. If I go to view roster and our 49ers, 28 million cap space, we might be able to afford an offer at that position. So that's one that sticks out to me with the 92 awareness, despite the lower abilities, super aware guy. Halfback, fullback, don't care. Wide receiver, the other player that I think that we can address, 94 speed, 6'1" body, 69 strength, 87 awareness, good agility and acceleration across the board. The weakness is that catch rating. Will he just drop a bunch of passes? That's going to be the question. That's the one thing holding this player back more than anything. 86 jump is pretty solid, really good break tackle, and the run block isn't amazing, so he could be a liability there potentially. Could he be a slot wide receiver and we continue to use J.J. Stokes and have him as our third? Do we put him in over Stokes and see how they do? Does he liability in the blocking game? He's definitely someone I want to target and see what happens. He's wearing number 89, so he's going to have to change his jersey number because we already have Ty Streets. Excuse me, we have the tight end situation where Madison is here, and I don't want to pay free agent money for a third tight end. We're going to probably have to target a tight end in the draft because even though you only need 2 in goal line situations, you do want 3 tight ends. Now, maybe that third tight end can be, the role can be played by an offensive lineman, but we'll see. Speaking about offensive linemen, Tony Baselli is here, and we do not need it. Our guard situation, we don't care. Our center situation, we're looking for the backup. The other guard position, while they have higher rated players, and there's Rice there, again, I don't think we care. Defensive line, we've already been happy with, and no one sticks out. I mean, this is Douglas, who's been on our team before. No one sticks out as like a definite get, like we had in the past. Same thing at the other defensive end position. At defensive tackle, here's a 94 strength player and a 90 strength player. Jason Ferguson, he's going to command a lot of money right there, but does the awareness rating matter? 6'2", 288, the 94 strength, and not great tackling. So we're also not in need of a defensive tackle. So if that guy's available, we might do something, but I don't think we need to. Linebacker position, this is the other target we're looking at, is Marcus Steele. Again, we don't need a starter, and maybe we don't get into a bidding war competition, but Steele has my eye with a decent speed rating of 79, decent strength rating, decent awareness, agility, and a decent tackle rating, 85, like more than decent. So that is the other outside linebacker that I think we're going to take, and then we're going to ask Valentine and Ulbrich to also be backup outside linebackers. So Steele, the wide receiver here, Oldham, and the backup quarterback, Nordenholt, I think are guys that we're going to target. And they're the only guys we're going to really target here in our schedule. So let's go through and simulate the first day because nobody gets signed, everyone gets offers. And right off the bat, Nordenholt doesn't have an offer. Wide receiver Oldham does. So 243 years. We want to match those 3 years. Let's go 2.5 more from 240 to 265. Like we could just do a tiny bit more, but I want to like give like a real counter offer. I want to give at least some level of realism there. And the other target was the outside linebacker, Steele, who hasn't been offered anything. Godfrey is an interesting player at 9 years pro, but we've seen that we don't lack middle linebacker play. They usually just get blocked up in this scheme. And Godfrey, I'm sure, is a good player in the game, but I don't feel the value of, what's the word I'm looking for? Like Ray Lewis and those other players when we've played the Ravens. I just don't see their impact in this specific video game. And I might as well do a little bit of a breakdown on the corner that caught my eye and why I'm not going to make an offer for this corner. 81 overall, 3 years pro, 89 speed, 84 awareness, really good agility, acceleration, solid jump rating all across the board. Doesn't have the tackle rating that we're looking for, doesn't have the strength rating that we're looking for. And that's not to say that we've got a lot of strength already, 51 right there. But if we go to our 49ers, that's the same as Webster, right? But we want Webster to be like our last corner on our list. And even Jew, like he's a little stronger, the awareness does matter. But I feel that we drafted Ingram for a purpose, to be our number 2 guy, not to go out and grab the free agent that's a few years older. So, Jew and Webster are going to be our 3rd and 4th corner as it is, despite the increase in the overall rating. I'm really happy with the 70 strength. I'm really happy with the 71 tackle. I'm happy with the high 68 tackle here. I'm happy with the higher strength here. So, we could go after a corner, but I don't think we want to. And especially when it comes to throwing around big money. So, yeah, Nordenholt, wide receiver, and Steele, the outside linebacker, with cap room at 28.6 mil. We've got a lot of cap space to play with. Let's see how it goes. Let's advance one more day. Considering 7 mil, so they increased it by 0.1. So let's do the same kind of increase. And 3 years over Jacksonville. The quarterback position still hasn't been offered. And we're still not competing for Steele. So let's go one more day. Steele still not getting an offer. They're considering 8.5, so they only increased it by 0.5. Jacksonville is in a bidding war with us. And the quarterback position, still no offers yet. So Jacksonville, you want to get into a little war with us? We'll do. You want to increase it by 0.5? We'll increase it by 0.5. You want to get into a bidding war like that? I'm happy getting into a bidding war like that with you. And steel still hasn't been offered. Has rejected, and now they're going with Pittsburgh at $3 million, and I'm still happy with paying that price, especially what we're paying for JJ Stokes. So let's go, and they want 335 to pay more. Let's go 315, 3 years. We're willing to pay the man, and Nordenholt still doesn't have an offer, and neither does Steele. So across the board, we can look. Baselli signs with the Titans, so good for him. Still waiting. Godfrey re-signs with his own Titans, so he's back, I believe. I believe he played for the Titans, right? Fullback here. Any other big signings? Lynch doesn't even have an offer. The strong safety here. The corner still doesn't have any offers. So we can see how free agency is shaping out in these early days. And we signed him at $315 for 3 years. So we're happy with that. Nordenholt still does not have an offer. And other teams are offering other players. Schroeder goes with the Ravens. The Packer player that was cutting us apart is now with the Ravens. Also another good team. Madison still doesn't have any offers for him. Rice has not been given any offers there. McCrary goes back to his home team, the Ravens. And Steele still no offers. So let's advance another day. There's an offer. 3 years, Baltimore. Baltimore knows linebackers and they know what they want. 215. We'll go 225. 3 years, 225. Even though it's a backup position, that is a lot of money. Both we can afford it, and it does help having competition, and just a solid backup. We only have our 2 starters, right? We need at least one backup that doesn't hurt us. And we're going to have to pay through the nose for it, but it might be worth it. And Nordenholt still does not have an offer. Let's advance another day. He's considering 255 3 years from the Jets. Do we want to overpay for a backup? Do we want to overpay for a backup? Look at what Junior Seau wants. 5 mil as a 77 overall. 2 mil here. 5 and 4 mil. Yeah, these players are they're worth the money, right? 2.3, all of that. 255. 255. Let's go 265. We're gonna end up having to pay Winborn and Peterson, most likely. Or maybe cut one just for money and continue with Steele if he's good. So that's another thing about this 3-year contract is that might be a long-term acquisition. And still no offer for Nordenholt. Kitna goes to the Raiders. Any other overall interesting acquisitions? Richie going there. Lynch getting an offer 355 by Indy. Well, Indy must definitely need a player. So let's advance one more day. 273 years. 270. Are they probably looking for a starter at that position? And we're looking for a backup. Carolina situation. Are we competing for starting money? Panthers. Yeah, they have Dan Morgan as a left outside linebacker. And Corey Moore is someone I kind of had my eye on multiple times with that 85 speed. But they don't have a right outside linebacker. So, yeah, they're basically looking for a starter. And I'm looking for a backup. So we're competing with starting money. Look, I'll offer the 275. 3-year deal. Let's make it 2.8. Okay. At a certain point, we're just driving up the price. And we'll see how it goes. Maybe it's not worth paying him too much. We just get someone else. Because this is a really good player. Like, good ratings across the board. Let us do a little bit of scouting. See if we just want to withdraw our offer. Free agents. Outside linebackers. We saw the prices paid before. Looking at awareness, obviously the older players. 84 awareness here, but like 50 speed is like trash. Like super trash. 83 overall, 63 speed. .79 speed with more awareness. Tackle's a 70. Molden has 94 tackle. Molden might be someone we give an offer to and save money. More awareness, like 10 points slower. More awareness, much better tackler. Might just have to do that. Off-season schedule, free agent signing. We can withdraw the offer, like, they'll offer him. But we can offer with Molden because of that deal. Like, we can just let another team make an offer for him. 310, 3 years, Denver. And see, they're willing to pay that $3 million. Let's see what the bidding war is for Molden. Steel would have been nice, but at a certain point, we're just overpaying a backup. And I say that as we're about to overpay a backup at the quarterback position, but it's much different at the quarterback position. 310, let's go 20 mil more, and 3 years. Or not 20 mil more, sorry. 0.2, 200,000. I said 20 mil more. You know what I meant. But yeah, that's our counter offer. We increase it by 0.2. And yeah, let Washington see what they want to do with Marcus Steele. And Baltimore is still getting in a bidding war. Rejecting 365, 3 years, Detroit. Okay, rosters. Lions. Lions, you have a quarterback, so you're paying backup money as well to back up Charlie Batch. Well, we'll also get 3 years. And we'll increase it by 0.2 for a backup quarterback. And yeah, they've just really jacked up this price here. And he's like kind of worth it. 2 years older, but 10 more speed, 3 more strength, lacks the awareness, almost the same agility, much more acceleration, like more physical attributes. Our player has the intangibles, the tackle rating, like technique, and the awareness rating, and is a little younger, so they'll keep getting better there. We'll see if the speed is a liability, but I think Molden is going to be our new target. And we can see Marvin Jones at 76, like what he's being offered. Advance a day. 3.5 for the Jets. Yeah, this price is just shooting up, up, up. Better offer Arizona. What's Arizona's situation? Are they paying backup money? Cardinals. They're kind of looking for a starter over Jake Plummer. They're looking to pay starter money. 395. That's 1. That's 2. So a 0.2 increase. 4 mil for a backup. Need to pay our quarterbacks. We do have cap room for a reason. So we're still got our eye on Molden here. And the Jets get him. So Cincinnati, 205. So 0.10. Submit offer. 350. That was a lot for a backup outside linebacker, a replaceable position. We're offering a lot for Nordenholt. But I really kind of am interested in that 92 awareness. I think if we... That 92 awareness is really fascinating, but I don't think we're going to compete there. That's a lot of money for that awareness. And here we have 90 awareness, just 2 less. For a lot less money. Wow, that throwing accuracy and power, like that accuracy is garbage. That's his problem, huh? That's why. I mean, these are still bad ratings, but that 53 throwing accuracy is a liability. Same age, less mobility. Yeah, but I can pay here and we can see how much that accuracy is a liability versus the awareness and everything, right? Yeah, that's a high dollar value. You can have him. We're going to keep our eye on Phillips here. And Molden, 233 years. 253 years. $145. Let's give you. Let's just wait for any offers. Considering 255 Carolina. Carolina, we're still in a bidding war with them, huh? For a backup outside linebacker, because we can again draft a guy as well. That's another thing we're going to look at here. Draft info. All outside linebackers based on awareness. 70 overall, 67 speed, that high awareness rating, because that's one of the things we were looking at, right? And it was like tackle rating. The best tacklers at outside linebacker, the top tacklers. Decent awareness. Speed, 78. Probably won't get Swanson, but he could be a draft selection. I don't want to do my draft board right now, but you kind of get the idea. Oh, here's the other thing. Awareness at quarterback, like the 90 versus down here. Don't have a lot. Still. Buenas noches, tia. Accuracy, throwing power. They got 90 throwing power, 51 accuracy. Wow. I don't want to get distracted too much, but it does matter where you want to throw your money around. And are we happy with just Tim Rattay and whoever we can get to replace Tim Rattay? Right? I was enthralled by that awareness rating. But we might not care anymore. In terms of the outside linebacker position, I don't want to throw a bunch of money at a guy that's got that low a speed rating. 77 awareness, the tackle rating was like 94, 3 years pro. Don't think I want to throw that kind of money around. Think Carolina, you can kind of have him. I think Carolina can kind of have him. I don't think we care about any other position right now. Yeah. Lock him up. Yep. No better offers came in. No competition. Like, we might get Neil Phillips just like if no one else does. I don't think we want to throw any money at anybody else at this point. I know we've got lots of cap space, but it doesn't mean we need to use all of our cap space. So of our targets, we got the wide receiver we wanted. They wanted a lot of money for those linebackers. They wanted a lot of money for Nordenhold, who has like 70 throwing power and 70 accuracy for that 92 awareness. And Phillips ends up getting a job with Green Bay. So congratulations. And Priestholm goes back to Kansas City after being a free agent for an entire season. That's interesting as well. Michael Pittman goes back to the Buccaneers. That stuff is kind of interesting in and of itself. So, Tim Oldham. We'll see how he does. Our only free agent acquisition at outside linebacker, Steele and Molden. See how they do with their big money contracts. And I will see you next time for the NFL draft. I am going to make my draft board.